Good morning, everybody, and a really, really happy new year to you. And thank you so much for joining me, either live or on record. So in this very short practice today, we're going to think about setting an intention for the year. So notice I'm not saying a resolution. Resolutions are often about fixing something, almost implying that we're not good enough. I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose weight, Intentions are about an energy or a quality that we would like more of. They're much kinder. So, for example, you might just want to be happy this year. And by saying just, that's not to belittle that at all. You might want to be calmer. You might want to be more rested. So as we take our palms down to our center of our knees, can you elongate the spine, roll the shoulders back, and just let your eyes softly close. And with that wide open heart, can you just start to direct your breath to the center of your chest, breathing in through the nose. Pause at the top and just soften the face, the jaw, and take a long, sighing breath out. And maybe set an intention just for this practice or the year ahead. What quality would you like to see more of? Happiness, joy, peace. It can be wealth, it can be a Ferrari. Just drawing whatever it is that you'd like to have for yourself this year. And it's very powerful to use the word I am. Say it, I am happy, I am calm, I am rich. And just repeat that to yourself like it is true already. And then let that idea go now as we come into our body. And as we inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Let your fingertips touch and lift the heart and chest upwards. As you exhale, tilt to the right and let that left arm come all the way up and overhead. And really anchor that left hip down as you breathe into your left lung. Inhale, rise up. Let's take that over to the other side. And in these poses, we're creating space in our side body. So creating space for this new energy, this new year. One more deep breath into the right lung. And slowly, slowly come up. And let's make our way onto all fours now. Spreading your hands so widely underneath the shoulders, the knees under your hips. Let's start to move into our spine. As we inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the heart. As we exhale, round and just gaze between the tops of your thighs. Look at what's behind you that last year. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the heart, lift the gaze. What lies ahead? And do that 2 or 3 more times. And you might add this now to a little circle with the hips, a figure of 8. And what can be quite fun is just to embody that word you've just thought of. So you might spell out happy with your hips, peaceful. Perhaps there's not enough time for rich and famous, but see what you come up with. Just moving into the body. You might move your head as well over the shoulders, just breathing in and breathing out. And now come to what we call neutral spine. As you pull the tummy in, keep those hands slightly in front of your shoulders and take the right leg behind you with the toes down. And as you press away with the right heel, lift your heart. Feel a stretch in the back of the calf. And then just come in and out a little bit. So if you've done a lot of walking over the holidays, often our calves and hamstrings get tight. And now keep that right heel pressed away from you as you walk your hands a little bit to the left. Again, feel that stretch in the right side body. If you want a stronger stretch, you might take the right foot to the left as well, so crisscrossing it there. And maybe you come onto your forearms. So all these things are choices. Find the right choice for you today and breathe all the way down the right side of the body. And feel that breath moving into the lung tissue. One more breath. And then let's come back up again. So the hands are back onto the ground. This time we turn our right foot, toes facing the opposite direction. Lift up your right arm. So coming into a little side stretch for the hips. Take the right arm all the way over your ear. And again, just breathe into that space. We're creating a lot of space today for all that lies ahead. Some of you might lift up your leg. Some of you might keep it down. So pull the tummy in if you're doing that. And the final option is possibly to reach around and hold your foot. So remember, we're just looking for the right place for you today. And as you reach the foot, gaze to the sky. What lies ahead? Just reaching. When we look up, it's about hope. Deep, deep breath. And let's let it all go. So we're coming back onto all fours. Notice the difference between sides. Just sway and wiggle the hips a little bit side to side. And maybe now you're ready for your first downward facing dog. If this is too early, then stay on all fours. And as you press the floor away, bend your knees, press the heart towards the thighs, and then just slowly pedal out alternate heels. And go very slowly so you really feel what's going on in the body. When we feel, we're a lot more connected. Come to stillness now in your downward facing dog. And as you inhale, draw your tummy in as you come forward to plank and gaze. Exhale, soft bend in the knees back to down dog. Look at what's behind you. This is a great metaphor for the new year. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, we come back. And do that one more time, very smoothly and slowly with your breath. And then let's drop to our knees if we're not there already. Pausing there just for a moment. Take that left leg behind you and press the heel away. Forward and back. And sometimes if you do a lot of driving, you might notice differences between the calf muscles. So we use kind of our one heel on the pedal more than the other. It's not that I can drive, so I don't really know that. Let's move our hands to the right now. So we still are pressing away into the left ribs. That might be enough, or you might bring the left leg to the side as well. Feel that stretch in the side. Try not to overdo it. And then maybe drop onto the forearms. And direct your awareness and attention into that left lung as you deeply, deeply breathe. One more. And then let's slowly come up and we turn to the side. So I'm going to face you. Right hand is under your shoulder, left foot onto the ground. And we sweep the left arm up as we take it over the ear. And feel like you're lifting up your left rib cage. Huge breath. Option one, stay here. Option two, lift that leg. Maybe you stretch your quadricep by holding onto the ankle, directing the heart to the sky. And breathe into the center of your heart. And notice your thoughts. Are they empowering you or disempowering you? Try not to get tangled up in them. Extend the leg very gently. Let's come back down again. And back we come to downward facing dog. Press the floor away, lift up the heels. And again, with the breath, inhale forward to plank pose. Keep pressing away with those heels. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time as we come forward to plank, we're going to lower down to the earth. First the knees, toenails, thighs, pubic bone and chest. And with the hands either side of your shoulders, can you roll those elbows back to face the back of the mat? And as you inhale, lightly press into the earth as you lift the heart. 3 more of these. Can you really slow down the lift? In fact, let's lift for a count of 4. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. 2 more of those at that speed. Remember, in yoga, we use our body as a way to become still. It's not really important, the poses. It's what we're doing when we're in them. And now, as we come down, we're just going to bend the knees ever so softly and come back to downward facing dog. Perhaps you feel a warmth in your shoulders now. Let's bend those knees again. And as we look forward, we're going to walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart now. Inhale, take a number 7 shape, flat back. Exhale to fold. Repeat that 3 more times with your breath. Inhale halfway. And perhaps close your eyes. Just drop into this soft repetition that really soothes our nervous system. And now as we come down with a soft bend in the knees, we're going to sweep our arms all the way up and overhead towards the sky. What are you reaching for this year? Palms together, heart rises, breathing into the chest. Exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment to close your eyes as you press the palms together. And invite yourself back to the present moment with this next breath. Most of the time we're not present. We're planning ahead, reaching ahead. One more deep breath. And let's sweep those arms all the way up to the sky again. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees and take those hands back to prayer. So coming into chair pose, press the palms together, lift the heart, feel the stretch in the back of the legs. And then inhale, come back up. And we're going to take the left leg behind you. So we're going to come into triangle pose now. The right heel is in line with the left arch of the foot. And take those arms out really wide. And then lean back with your left hip as you reach forward with the right hand. Again, what are you reaching for? Press into the center of the left heel and then come into Trikonasana. So the hand comes to the ankle and then we gaze up to the left thumb. And as you reach tall, really root down into your feet. Take 3 full breaths. Notice the quality of the breath. As we stay longer, it gets a little smoother. And then gaze down to the right foot, bend the right knee, come into warrior 2. And for today, turn your palms up. What are we open to this year? So can we be open? Sinking deeply down into that right thigh. As you inhale, fingers touch, leg straightens. Exhale, float back down again. 2 more of those. Nice steady breath. And as we pause in warrior 2, lift the crown of the head, breathe into the side body. And now sweep your left arm forward. We're coming into a lunge here. Left heel is lifted. And then curl your upper body back. Feel that sense of expansion and growth. Again, really good qualities as we begin this new year. Where can I expand? And now let's take the hands to the ground as we come into a twist. As the left hand presses down, right arm rises up towards the sky. And take 2 deep breaths there into the left waist. And then we circle that right hand back again. We press back into downward facing dog and we decide if we stay here, we drop to all fours, or we come through the back bend again. We come forward to a plank pose. This time we might lower the knees or not. Lower to the earth and press yourself back up again. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, breathe into the whole body, the whole body. And at the end of your exhale, gaze forward and do a little hop. Or once again, you walk towards the top of the mat. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale to fold. And with a little bend in the knees, let's come all the way up to stand. Fingers touch, heart rises, deep breath in. And then once again, come to the hands to prayer. Press those fingertips together, perhaps repeating that little phrase to yourself. I am happy, I am calm. What we follow I am with is really powerful. We say, I am tired. Guess what the universe delivers? So just again, whatever it is you do want, just say it now. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, long back. Exhale to fold. Once again, sweep those arms up and overhead. That's a half sun salutation. Hands to prayer again. Let's sink down to chair. Deep breath. This time you might raise the arms too. So either side of the ears. Feel the power and strength of your legs. And then as we come up, we're stepping back with the right foot this time. So Trikonasana triangle pose. So a slightly narrower stance than the warriors. Right foot slightly turned out. Sweep those arms up to the sky. Take your right hip back and lengthen forward. Reach, 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 and then take the left hand down. So we want to straight back. We're almost leaning backwards. Gaze up to that right thumb. Make sure the left ear is parallel to the earth. And as you draw your belly in, just focus on the next 3 breaths and making them as deep as you can. And a soft bend in the knees as you come into warrior 2. And again, open those palms, this gesture of being open and receptive. Deep, deep breath. Sink as deeply as you can now. Inhale, straight leg, arms touch. Exhale, float them back down. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we deepen. Inhale, we rise. And we pause. And just gaze forward, looking at that left palm, breathing into the whole body. And then lifting up, coming into that lunge. So twists are all about releasing. So releasing the past year. Right hand down, left arm lifts, coming into that twist. And take 2 deep breaths all the way down the right side of your body. Left hand comes down, press into the floor. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Or stay in dog, of course. Exhale, lower down. Breathing in, rising up. Back to downward facing dog. And then just drop onto your knees ever so briefly. Take the toes together and sit back onto the heels. And just take a moment in child's pose. So imagine there's like a buttery substance now that begins in the lower back. And as you inhale, feel it spreading to the side body, all the way up to your shoulders, all the way down to the base of the skull. Press the forehead into the earth. Just visualize those thoughts dissolving and breathing in, breathing out. And then very slowly, let's come back onto all fours. Take those hands, spread the hands as wide as you can. Make sure there's lots of space between the fingers. And let's come back to downward facing dog. So we're going to tap into our core strength now, known as Manipura chakra, the center of confidence and willpower. Breathe in, lift up your right leg. And then bring the knee towards your nose. Pause there, feel your strength. Inhale, leg extends back again. And we're going to take the right foot between the hands. And as the right foot comes forward, we're going to drop the left knee. Inhale, lunge forward, lift the heart, let the left thigh drop. As you breathe out, straighten the leg. Inhale, we lift, we come forward. Exhale, we straighten. So an option is to stay with your fingers down or to do the same thing with the arms lifted. So inhale, fingers lift, heart lifts. Exhale, straighten the leg, fingers behind. Inhale to lift. Exhale to straighten. Notice the straight leg is what we try to avoid. So notice that we might try to speed through that. Next time with the arms lift, interlace them behind the back of the skull. Let the head fall back and really open those elbows. Breathing into the center of the heart. Now, if your back's okay, you might straighten those arms behind you. That can take your breath away, so really use the breath. And then let's lift up. We're coming into another twist now. If that was nice for you to have the left hand down and the right arm lifted, do so. Otherwise, pull your tummy in and take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh and press the left hand into the right hand. Looking over that right shoulder now, we stay here, or maybe we lift up the left knee. So make sure the breath is smooth. That tells you that you're in the right place. Take 3 deep breaths. And then come forward, take the hands down to the ground, and then just pivot your feet so you're facing the long side of the mat. So coming into a forward fold, fingers underneath your face, breathing in, take a flat back. Exhale, come to fold. And you might hold your ankles, you might hold onto the feet, you might let the hands rest on the floor. So coming upside down is all about changing our perspective. So what would you like to do differently this year? Just try not to answer these questions. Just see what floats up. Take 2 more breaths. Sigh the breath out. One more time. And then with a little bend in the knees, slowly, slowly, slowly come up. We never want to rush this. And as we come up to stand, just pause at the top. Turn that right foot forward again, and we're just going to add a little balance. So bending the right knee, we're going to come into half moon. If you'd rather stay in triangle again, you can. Otherwise, bend your right knee, take your right fingers slightly in front of you and lift up the left leg. Draw belly to spine, and then turn. And just maybe you lift up the left arm. And sometimes we balance, sometimes we don't. We just get up and do it all again. Take 2 breaths, just really taking up space. Again, we're really expanding. And then delicately, because this can be challenging, we land in Warrior 2. Inhale, let's reverse. And once again, we come into downward facing dog. So your choices are to flow again, come through the vinyasa, or stay here. So breathing in, maybe you come forward, maybe you lower. Inhale, you rise. And we come back to downward facing dog. Last side now. You're doing so well. Breathing in, left leg rises. Let's tap into our core strength now, knee to nose. Inhale, leg rises. And then we take the left foot between the hands. And as the left foot comes forward, we might have to grab it and drag it there ourselves. Drop the right knee. And again, let's flow forward and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale. So this pose where we're stretching our hamstring is called Ardha Hanuman, named after Hanumasana, the monkey god. And it represents his leap of faith. Perhaps that's what this new year is all about. And now maybe you stay here, maybe you sweep the arms up. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we straighten. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we straighten. And then we rise again. Let's keep that knee bent. Sweep the arms up. Let's hold the back of the skull and just tip the head back. Remind yourself support is there. Pull the tummy in, especially if you're now going to extend the arms away. Deep, deep breath. And then let's lift up. And once again, we take the twist. Right elbow to the outside. Just maybe lifting up the right knee too. Keep that back leg a long, strong leg as you take 3 breaths into the right side body. And then release and just slowly pivot around. So we're in that forward fold. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we drop towards the earth. This time you might choose to move a little bit. So as you bend the right knee, you walk towards the right foot. Stretching the inner seam, the inner groins, coming to the opposite side. Or maybe you're still. So always use the practice as medicine. What do you need from it? And then come back to center. Shake out the head slightly. And slowly come up. Hands to hips. Inhale, we rise. Pause at the top. Let everything settle. Turn the left foot forward. And we're coming back into half moon balance. We bend the left knee. We just lift up that right leg. And we might stay looking down if we're still learning this pose, or we might raise the arm and turn if we're a little bit more familiar with it. No good or bad choice, just yours. Breathing in, breathing out. Softly, gently land into warrior 2. Take a moment. And final time, we're going to come back into downward facing dog. One more vinyasa to just unravel. And we're going to come to a seat now. So from downward dog, you might step forward and sit down, or you might do a little bunny hop and cross your ankles in space. And sit up so tall. Take your hands to your knees. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And just start to circle. So draw the belly in, really good to release the lower back. Change the direction of your circles. And then just slowly bend the knees, take the feet flat. We're going to come onto the earth. And just taking one back bend to energize us through the rest of the day. So middle fingers can roughly touch your heels. Press down into the earth and slowly start to peel up, lower back, mid back, upper back. If your back's tender, you might come down and up again with the breath. Otherwise, stay here, interlace your palms and lift the heart, lift the chest. And take the deepest, sweetest breath that you can into the chest, the heart. Notice the breath. If it starts to get agitated, then your mind is too. So is the breath still smooth? And very slowly, let's unravel down. And we're going to take those knees in towards the chest now as we just rock side to side, just easing out your lower back. And then keep that right knee hugged in as you extend the left leg away from you. As the right knee comes in, ease it up and then bring it across the midline of your body. So the right knee goes to the left, we extend that right arm away and we take a huge breath into the right lung. Soften the right shoulder, take another deep breath. And then very slowly come back. Extend the right leg away now. Bring the left knee in, high as you comfortably can. And then come into a supine twist from this side. Gaze to the left arm. So short practice, but really energizing, really kick-starting yourself into the new year. Well done for showing up today. And then as we come back, let's extend that left leg away. So even if it's for 2 minutes, it's always really important to rest at the end, taking this pose we call Shavasana. And Shavasana means corpse pose because yoga reminds us that we always have an opportunity to be reborn. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of a year. It can be with every breath. So allow your eyes to soften and close now, letting go of all structure on the breath. And breathing so deeply, so sweetly into the whole body. As you breathe out, soften the face, the jaw, your eyes. And I'm going to finish with a little quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald, all about new beginnings. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early, to be whoever you want to be. There is no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best of it or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. And starting all over again with this next breath. Releasing all that doesn't serve you with this one. And just lie now in rest, just for a minute or so more, breathing into your whole body. And just start to make your breathing slightly deeper. Notice everything that anchors you to this brand new moment. The sounds, the smells, sensations in the body. And just take those little wiggles and moves that your body most needs. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. And in a way that serves you best, come up to a comfortable seat. And just where we began half an hour ago, let those hands rest onto the knees. And as you breathe in, sweep the arms up overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands to your heart. New Year blessings to you. I hope it's an abundant year for you, a happy year. Namaste.